So we have two kinds of tickets to an outdoor concert were sold. We have lawn tickets and seat tickets. Fewer than 400 tickets in total were sold. So, what are my variables here? Lawn tickets and seat tickets. So, let's see here. We're going to say lawn tickets are L and seat tickets are S. Okay? What would be an inequality I could write with just this first piece of information?
That the lawn seat tickets are fewer than
X plus Y is
Not X and Y.
S plus Y
How about L plus S
is great.
is fewer.
is fewer, so L plus S. Is my inequality going to eat the L and the S or the 400? 400. Can it be equal to?
No.
Why not?
Because it strictly says fewer than 400 tickets.
Okay, so it says fewer than 400 tickets. Okay, so do we want our lawn tickets to be the X or Y axis? What? The X. So let's say lawn tickets down here. And seat tickets over here. Okay, so we're going to put our 0 in here. What do we want to go by? Let's go by 100s.
Mississippi. No, Mississippi. Great.
Okay, and let's see. So that went to these ones, and I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see real good where I'm going. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the y-axis. So here is 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500. Okay, how do I graph that inequality? There's a couple of different ways that you could do that. Do you guys remember any of those ways?
Slope-Intercept Form.
We could put in slope-intercept form. What's the other way?
X-intercept.
So we could find our x and y intercepts by plugging in zeros. Which one do you think would be easier in this case?
The intercept method.
I would do intercepts because if we plug in L equals 0, what is S? 400. If we plug in S equals 0, what is L? So all we have to do is go over to our graph over here and put a dot at both of the 400s and then connect it. Is it going to be solid or dashed? Dashed. Why is it dashed? Because it's not equal to. Okay, do I shade above or below my line? Below, why? Because it's less than. So I'm going to change this over. And we're going to shade in this area right here. All right, now we need to pick a point that, let's see here. I'm going to click back to the other page really quick. So we're going to name one solution to the inequality and explain what it represents in that situation. So let's pick a point in the shaded region.
Let's do
200, that's not quite in the shaded region, it's on the line. And that's not included in our inequality.
Maybe 300.
What?
300.
300, 200 is outside of that shaded region.
Okay. 100, 300?
That's still on the line.
100 works.
But
100, 100 works. It's got to be in the shaded region. Do you see where that point is? It could be anywhere as long as it's not on the line. If it's on the line, then it's going to be equal to 400. And we need it to be less than. Okay? So, our point, 100, 100. So, 100 lawn tickets. And 100 seat tickets were sold. How many total seats were sold?
200.
Okay, so the total is 200 seats or 200 tickets, which is fewer than 400. All right. Let's see here. And lastly, we need to answer our question. If you know that exactly 100 lawn tickets were sold, what can you say about the number of seat tickets? So if I know, let me change over to blue over here, and I'm not quite sure how much space you guys still have. So I'm going to zoom in over here. You have none left. I'm going to erase this. You don't have to erase this. So we know 100 lawn tickets were sold. Let's plug it in. So we have 100 plus S is less than 400. How do I solve for S?
divide both, no.
Subtract
both
what?
sides by 100.
Yeah, it's 100.
So subtract 100 from both sides. And we get S is less than what?
S is less than 300.
Okay, what does that mean?
The S value is below 300.
What's S stand for?
Seat tickets.
So fewer than.
300 seat tickets were sold.
Excellent, yes. Fewer than 300 seat tickets were sold. All right. Now, let's go down to number 2. Lawn tickets cost $30 each week. Each week. I don't know where that came from. Lawn tickets cost $30 each, and seat tickets cost $50 each. The organizers want to make at least $14,000 from ticket sales. If you know that exactly ignore the question for right now. Let's just do what we did from the top. So what could our equation be here? Our variables are still going to be the same. We still have our lawn tickets and our seat tickets. So we're going to leave those as L and S. So L, S, and I'm going to leave my graph over here as lawn tickets at the bottom. And seat tickets as my y-axis. All right, what's my first equation going to look like? Does anybody have any ideas?
L plus S is greater than or equal to 14,000.
Okay, wait, what?
L plus S is greater than or equal to.
Okay, so L plus S gives me the quantity of tickets. What do I have to do with the quantity of tickets? What? Multiply by the cost. So we're going to say 30L, because lawn tickets cost $30, plus 50S, because seat tickets cost $50. And then we are going to say we want to make at least $14,000, right? Is my inequality going to eat the 14,000, or is it going to eat the L plus S side? The L plus S, because we want to make at least 14,000. We want to make more than that. Do we want it to be greater than or equal to? Why?
Because they make at least.
So we make at least, we can make 14,000, right? All right. Now we want to graph it. How are we going to graph this? Do we want to use slope-intercept, or do we want to use our x and y intercepts? Okay, we want to do which one? What? S. So if we solve for S to get slope-intercept form, that would work. So how do I solve for the S? So we're going to subtract 30L from both sides. We're going to drop down our 50S is greater than or equal to. I'm going to write this as 14,000 minus 30L. Why do I not combine the 14,000 and 30? Because of the variable. Okay? What do I do now? We divide by 50. All right. So this is going to cancel out over here. So we're going to have S is greater than or equal to. I'm going to plug this into my calculator. We could do this by hand, but I don't really feel like doing that today. So 14,000 divided by 50 is going to be 280 minus, keep your minus sign, we're going to leave it as 3 over 5L. So we're just taking away those zeros at the end, because that will be our slope. So my B is what? That's not my B. My B is 280 because it doesn't have a variable attached to it. My slope, my M, is what? No, we didn't divide by a negative, so we don't flip our sign. Okay, so our slope is negative 3 over 5. If we leave our scales the same, then we don't have to worry about adjusting our slope. So let's leave the scales the same as what we had previously. So I'm going to go up here, and we'll do 0, 100. Actually, I'm going to turn this sideways. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Do the same thing on the y-axis. Okay, so where do we start to make our line at? $280. Where is that going to be at approximately? right below 300, right? Somewhere right in there. What do we do from there? What do we do from 280? Down 3, so we're just going to go approximately. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to put my point there. Let me double check that I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So somewhere about there. And then we're going to connect those points. I don't know that I can I get another one in there? I can do 1, 2. I can't get to 3 though. So we'll just connect those 2 points. Is it going to be solid or dashed? It's going to be solid. And just an approximate line is fine. We could use Desmos to show us how to do this exactly and then do our rough sketching, but I would like for you guys to try to do it roughly by hand first. So, do I need to shade above or below my line? Why do I shade above? Because we want more than. Okay. Let's see here. Next, we need to pick a point in our shaded region. Four hundred. That is in your shaded region. So if we pick 400, what does that point mean? What does 400 mean? $400 lawn tickets. And 400 seat tickets. Okay. The ticket sales would be more than $14,000. We can verify that by plugging in our numbers. I'm just going to do that on my calculator real quick. So 400 times 30 is $12,000 plus 400 times 50 is 20,000. So we will have $32,000 from ticket sales. Lastly, we have to answer our question. So if you know exactly 200 seat tickets were sold, what can you say about the number of lawn tickets? So if I look at my seat tickets, if I look right here, what is my lawn tickets going to be? So we can just plug in like we did last time. We had, 200 seat tickets. So if we plug it in, we'll have 30L plus 50 times 200 is greater than or equal to 14,000. Okay, what is 5 times 2? 10. We drop down our 3 zeros. How do I solve for my L? Divide? Not yet. I need to do something else first. What do I do first? to solve for the L? How do I get rid of that 10,000? Subtract it. We just subtract 10,000 from both sides. Okay, so we get 30L is greater than or equal to 4,000. Then if we divide by 30 on both sides, we get L is greater than or equal to, let's see here. So 4,000 divided by 30 is going to be 133.3 repeating. Okay, so what does this mean? L is greater than or equal to 133.3 repeating. Can you have 0.3 of a seat? No. So I would say we could actually say that this is going to be L is greater than 133. Because we can't have 0.3 of a seat. So the number, we could say at least 134 lawn tickets must be sold. To make at least $14,000. So we could say it like this, or we could say L is greater than or equal to, I'm gonna do that, 134. Either one of these will work here. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next page. So now we have advertising packages. An advertising agency offers 2 packages for small businesses who need advertising services. A basic package includes only design services. A premium package includes design and promotion. The agency's goal is to sell at least 60 packages in total. So from this information, what are my 2 variables? Basic and premium. So, basic package, let's call it B. Premium package, let's call it P. What's our goal here?
At least 60 packages.
Okay, so at least 60 packages. So, what's my inequality going to look like here?
B plus P is greater than or equal to 60.
Okay, so B plus P is, you said, greater than or equal to 60. I would agree with that. Okay, so now we need to graph it. Do we want basic or premium packages to be on the x-axis? Basic. And premium package. Let's go up by 20s on this one. So we're going to go 0 here, 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. And do the same on the y-axis. How do we want to graph this line?
X-Y-intercept form?
X, Y.
Or just one or the other?
So let's find our x and our y intercept. How about that?
Okay.
So let's do, when b equals 0, what does p equal?
60.
Okay, when P equals 0, what does B equal?
60 or greater.
We'll just find the exact intercept. So we're going to put a point at 60 on both of these. And we're going to connect them. Is it a solid or dashed line?
Solid.
Why is it solid?
Because it's greater than or equal to.
Okay. Are we going to shade above or below?
Above.
Above. Why are we shading above?
Because it'll be greater than.
Because it's greater than. We want to sell more than. Let me make that a little darker. We want to sell more than 60 packages in total. And I went a little bit over the line there. I did not mean to. But I'm not going to go back and correct it at this moment. Okay. So somebody pick a point.
80.
80. Let's go back over here. If I do 80, that's where that point is right there. What does 80 mean?
Both 80 premium and basic packages were sold.
80 premium and 80 basic packages were sold. How many packages is that total?
160.
So a total of 160 packages, which is more than 60. All right. If the agency sells exactly 45 basic packages, what can you say about the number of premium packages? So if our B is 45, so I'm going to plug in 45 plus P is greater than or equal to 60. How do I solve for P?
We subtract 45 from both sides.
Subtract 45 from both sides. Okay, so P.
Greater than or equal to 15.
Excellent. So what does that mean? How many premium packages does the agency need to sell?
They need to sell at least 15 in order to meet their
So the agency needs to sell
15 packages.
at least 15 premium packages. I cannot spell today. Packages to meet its goal. All right, last one today. The basic advertising packages has a value of $1,000 and the premium package has a value of $2,500. The goal of the agency is to sell more than $60,000 worth of small business advertising packages. So let's leave our B and our P. So we have our B and we have our P. And then we have how much we want. Let me get more than. So what's my equation going to be here?
1,000 B plus 2,500 P is greater than 60,000.
Excellent job. Greater than 60,000. Okay, so we have 1,000 B plus 2,500 P is greater than 60,000. Does it need to be equal to?
No. It says
No, because it says more than. We don't want to make 60. We want to make more than 60,000. So now we need to graph that. We're going to leave our B and our P on the axes that they were on previously. So we have the basic packages on the x-axis. Hold on. I believe we're actually going to go up by the exact same thing that we just went up by. Right? So 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. All right, do you want to do slope-intercept form or do you want to do intercepts? You want to do slope this time? Okay, which one do we solve for slope? P, yes, because it is on our y-axis, right? So how do we solve for P? Subtract 1,000b on both sides. Okay, so that cancels this out over here, or becomes 0. We drop down our 2,500p is greater than. What do I get on the right side? 60,000 minus 1,000b. Now what do I do? Okay, so we're dividing by 2,500 on both sides. We get P is greater than. Let's plug that into our calculator. We got 60,000 divided by 2,500 is 24 minus
1,000B.
Okay, so that's going to be 2/5 B. Okay. So, where are we going to go to? What's our B, or our intercept is 24. What's our slope?
2.
Negative 2/5. So we're going to go up to 24. Where is that going to be in here? Close to the 20. Slightly below the halfway in between there, because this would be 30. So we want to be slightly below the halfway point. Then we're going to go down 2. So I'm going to go down 1 and 2. We're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is my line, which I meant to do that in a different color. Let me switch that out. Oops. Is my line solid or dashed?
Dashed.
Dashed. Why is it dashed?
Because it's greater than.
Because it's greater than, it's not equal to. And it's okay if your line is a little bit off. It's going to be an approximate line here. So are we going to shade above or below?
Above.
Above.
Because we're going for greater than.
Because we're going for greater than. Hold on, let's go ahead and finish this up really quick. So we're going to shade this in real good. Somebody pick a point.
Let's do 80 again.
Do 80 again?
Yeah. 20.
Or let's do 2020. Let's do that.
2020 is a bad number.
2020 is a bad number.
Yeah.
It'll be okay. Okay. What does 2020 mean?
There was 20 premium packages and 20 basic packages sold.
Premium and 20 basic packages sold. How much money was made? Was it had to be more than the total value is more than $60,000. We could plug that in and find out the exact value of that, but we're not going to at this exact moment. And we're going to answer our question real fast.
$70,000 was total paid, I believe.
Was it? Well, you can do that on your own time. Okay. So if you know exactly 10 premium packages were sold, what can you say about the number of basic packages the agency needs to meet its goal? So if we plug in a 10 for premium, we'll get 1,000B plus 2,500 times 10 is greater than 60,000. So we'll get I forgot a 0 up there. We subtract it from both sides. So 1,000B is greater than 35,000. Divide by 1,000 on both sides. They need more than 35 basic packages. Okay, make sure you guys do your practice problems, okay? And I'll see you tomorrow.